With the new year, I am determined to take a hard look at my impulse buying and emotional spending and meet it head on. I've realized that these habits have not only cluttered my home, but also weighed on my peace of mind. This year, I'm committed to uncovering the emotional triggers behind my spending and creating strategies to make more thoughtful, intentional choices. In this video, I'm sharing the triggers that led me to overbuy and the steps I'm taking to overcome them. If you've ever struggled with impulse buying or emotional spending, I hope this inspires you. You're not alone, and together we can learn to make more intentional choices and create a life that feels lighter, more focused, and less cluttered. I love styling my home and doing room makeovers, but sometimes I get ahead of myself. Before I can even finish one project, I start thinking about the next, which leads me to buy supplies for the future project before finishing the current one. In the excitement of it all, I end up impulse buying, and then those supplies just sit unused. The money I spent was made in haste, and it doesn't serve the purpose I had in mind. I also did the same with home decor. While I was out thrifting, I came across beautiful items, and because they were so inexpensive, I felt like they'd be perfect for my home in that moment. But once I brought them home, they ended up sitting in a closet or a box because the timing just wasn't right to use them. But this doesn't stop with overbuying materials for projects or decor at the thrift store. I also have an addiction to Amazon. Just scrolling through their website can trigger feelings of excitement, and when I can press a button and have the items delivered the next day, that instant gratification becomes hard to resist. That's why I'm determined to slow down this year and press the pause button on buying things I don't need. To help me with this, I've set up some guardrails to keep me on track. The first step was having Mr. C block Amazon's website so I can't even window shop on their site anymore. I mentioned in the previous video about the 10 things that I am changing for this year. And one of them is I am not buying any more home decor for 2025. I have quite a bit here, and I love these pieces that brought me joy when I purchased them. I haven't put them anywhere, and I keep saying, once I get this room done, once I get this done, then I will use this decor. And the thing is, whenever I purchased this, I could envision what I was going to do with it. Sometimes I think I received more joy just thinking about it than actually bringing it home with me. So I'm going to go through everything, and I'm going to put them in categories: keep, donate, or sell. And I don't know how I'm going to fit this into the closet in the foyer, but I have so many beautiful pieces here that I really need to use these before I ever go out looking for more, because I really want to focus on projects this year. I want to add character to my home instead of adding a lot of decor, because as you can see, I have a lot of decor. I don't need anything else because it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to buy it. It's going to bring me joy right when I get it. I'm going to bring it home, and it's going to sit in a closet. So throughout 2025, I'm going to be pulling out from my decor closet what I already own and use that as my store instead of going out and looking for more items. I want to approach decluttering my decor as more than just letting go. It's about being mindful of what I bring into my home and appreciating the pieces I already own. As I go through everything, I'm asking myself, do I use this? Does it bring me joy? Or can I part with it? Because here's the thing. If I declutter too aggressively, I might feel the urge to replace things later, and that's where impulse buying can creep back in. I've come up with some questions to ask myself when a weak moment hits. Do I need this? Do I already own something similar? Will this purchase genuinely add value or joy to my life? Next, I'm going to take a pause and take a breather. Nothing I'm about to buy is going to sell out in a day or two, so I should just step away from my virtual cart online and decide in a few days if I really want that item. Honestly though, most of the time I've forgotten about it, which means I never needed it in the first place. Lastly, I'm going to visualize decluttering in the future. I've cluttered and decluttered my home many times over the past 4 years, and it's taken a toll on me. So now, when I see a piece of decor, I'm going to ask myself, will this be part of the donate pile in the future? One of the underlying triggers behind my impulse buying stemmed from the time I spent caring for my mom a few years ago. She had dementia, and it was one of the most difficult experiences I've ever faced. During that time, whenever Mr. C could watch my mom and give me a break, I often escaped to the thrift store. Being there allowed me to step out of a challenging reality. In the calm of the store, I could lose myself in browsing and buying items that brought me a fleeting sense of happiness. Each item I picked up became a symbol of better days. I would imagine how I could style it in my home and make things beautiful again. At the time, my home felt chaotic, mirroring the upheaval in my life. Thrifting gave me a sense of control and creativity, but in hindsight, it also became a way to cope with the overwhelming stress I was experiencing. Unfortunately, months of impulse buying resulted in cluttering my home and wasting money. Looking back, I realized that while my circumstances were difficult, the decisions I made were ultimately my responsibility. I never want to place the blame for my actions on my mom's condition, no matter how hard things were. My mom has been gone for over 2 years now, and it's taken me this long to truly reflect on and take accountability for my behavior during that time. Moving forward, I'm committed to breaking free from the patterns of the past and building a life that's not only beautiful, but also intentional and clutter-free.
too hard to believe in. The moment I ever called her mine, I knew exactly what I was calling. I knew exactly what to say. There will be nothing to get over. all dry. I could never hold down, but it was a close one. Waste my time. Never really knew how, but it was a close one. So I guess I'll try.